All right, today we're tackling a system with a pretty epic name, and honestly, an even more ambitious goal, Six Sigma. I mean, what if I told you there's a way to get things right, like 99.9999966% of the time? Sounds crazy, right? Well, let's find out how.
But before we dive into all that, let's just start with a feeling we all know. You know that feeling, right? That frustration when things just don't work. You order something, it shows up broken. You're on a call with customer service and boom, you get disconnected. Why does it feel like these simple mistakes happen all the time?
Okay, here's a classic example. A company's trying to do a big marketing push, right? They send out all these letters, the envelope has your name on it, but when you open it up, the letter inside says, "Dear Brenda." Whoops, it's a tiny little error, but think about it. It totally tanks the whole point, it wastes money, and it just leaves a really bad impression. And here's the thing, this isn't just bad luck. There's a very specific enemy at work here.
And yeah, that enemy, it actually has a name. It's this hidden force that's behind all these mix-ups, these delays, and defects in pretty much everything, from building a car to just sending a simple letter.
So that enemy is variation. And just think about it for a second. Even in a process that seems super controlled, like a barista making your morning latte, no two are ever exactly the same, are they? There are these tiny differences, the milk temperature, the timing on the espresso shot, maybe even the barista's mood. It all adds up. And the core idea of Six Sigma is that this variation, that's the real root of all our problems.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Look at the right side. With lots of variation, the results are all over the place. It's totally unpredictable chaos. But then, look at the left. That's the goal. A process where everything is clustered super tightly around that center target. The less you deviate, the fewer mistakes you make. You get consistency and you get quality.
Okay, so if the enemy is variation, then what's the goal? Well, it's not just about being a little bit better. The goal of Six Sigma is, honestly, it's almost hard to wrap your head around. It's so ambitious. It's aiming for a level of quality that is, for all practical purposes, perfect.
So what does near perfection actually look like in numbers? It looks like this, 3.4. That's it. That's the maximum number of defects you're allowed for every 1 million times you do something in a Six Sigma process. Just let that sink in for a minute. Not 3 per 100 or even for 1,000. We're talking 3.4 defects per million. That is an incredibly, incredibly high bar.
And here's the crucial point. This whole quest for perfection, it's not just some theoretical exercise. The thinking is, by working to reduce that variation and all the opportunities for error, you ultimately slash your costs and make your customers way happier. You're not wasting materials, you're not wasting time, and you're delivering something consistently great.
Okay, so that's the big idea. Sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? I mean, you can't fix a problem if you can't even see it. So the very first step is to get that bird's eye view, to map out exactly what is going on.
And one of the most powerful tools for this is something called a SIPOC diagram. It's just an acronym that helps you map everything out from start to finish. You start with your suppliers, who gives you stuff. Then the inputs, what stuff they give you. Next is your process, what you do with the stuff. Then the outputs, what you create. And finally, your customers, who gets the thing you created. All of a sudden, a really complex process becomes this simple, visual map that anyone can understand.
All right, so once you can actually see the whole process laid out, you can start hunting for the things that just don't belong. Six Sigma has a specific name for these efficiency killers. They're like these invisible anchors just dragging your whole process down. And that concept is called muda. It's a Japanese term for waste. And listen, we're not just talking about throwing stuff in the garbage. Muda is any part of your process that eats up time, money, or effort, but adds absolutely zero value from your customer's point of view. And trust me, it's hiding everywhere. Let's run through a few common types of this waste. First up, waiting. Just think of a factory line where one machine is way faster than the next one. You get this pile up of parts, and that second machine is just sitting there, idle. That is pure wasted time and money. Next up, rework. Oh, we all know this one. It's any time you have to fix a mistake or just do a task all over again. And it's not just the time you spend redoing it. It's the wasted materials, the potential delay for the customer. It's just a massive drain. How about motion? This one's sneaky. Imagine a mechanic, right? But his tools are all the way on the other side of the garage. Every single trip he takes back and forth to grab a wrench is just unnecessary movement. Every extra step is muda.
And finally, a really big one, overproduction.
This is making more of something than is needed right now. It just leads to storage costs, inventory piling up, and the huge risk that it'll all become useless before anyone even buys it.
So, we can see our process, we can spot the waste, but how do we find the real reason something is broken? Not talking about the symptom, I'm talking about the deep root cause. Well, this is where Six Sigma uses a technique that is so simple, it's brilliant.
It's called the 5 whys. So let's play this out. Imagine customers are complaining about your hamburgers. The first, most obvious question is, why? Okay, let's say the answer is because they're cooked inconsistently. Fair enough, but we don't stop there.
We dig deeper. Number 2, why is the grill temperature so inconsistent? And the answer comes back because the grill isn't being properly calibrated. Interesting. But we're still not done.
So we ask again, why isn't the grill being calibrated every day like it's supposed to be? Answer, because the new employee on the morning shift is supposed to do it and, well, they aren't. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It's not the grill's fault, it's a person.
Fourth why. So why doesn't the new employee know how to do it? And the answer is, well, we're not actually sure anyone ever showed them.
And now the final 5th why reveals the true root cause. Why was this critical step missed in their training? The answer might be because we don't have a standardized training checklist for new hires. And there it is. Boom. The problem wasn't a bad grill or a lazy employee. The real problem was a broken training system. By asking why just 5 times, we went from blaming a machine to fixing the entire system.
And that right there is the key. Six Sigma isn't just a bunch of tools and charts. It's a totally different way of looking at the world. It's a mindset that's obsessed with data, with systems, and with this relentless, never-ending quest for improvement.
And you know what? It really, really works. I mean, just look at the results from some of the companies that basically invented this stuff. Motorola, where Six Sigma was born, saved over $16 billion. When General Electric got on board, their estimated savings were somewhere between $7 and $10 billion. I mean, these aren't small numbers. This is the kind of impact that completely transforms a company.
So let's bring this all the way back home, back to you. After hearing about all these different types of muda, the waiting, the rework, the unnecessary motion, it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What's the single biggest source of waste that's eating up resources without adding any real value in your own workday? Thinking about that, well, that answer might just be the first step on your own quest for perfection.